Well, good morning and welcome to the Savvy Seniors Show. This is the second episode in what we hope will be an ongoing series of topics of interest to seniors and their families and their caregivers. I filmed one in the fall on Medicare open enrollment, Medicare 101, we sometimes call it, which I'll also be doing again this coming fall with any changes that we'll have for 2022. And I thought it was appropriate for us to start our second episode with an overview of senior services, both here at the Council on Aging, COA, and also with HESSCO Elder Services, our partner agency. My special guest today is Cheryl Leary, the Director of Planning and Community Development. And I'll start today by talking about what we have here at the Senior Center, and then Cheryl will talk about what HESSCO offers. This is the mission of the Norfolk Council on Aging. The Council on Aging is a town department, and our mission is to identify and address the diverse needs of residents age 60 and older, as well as our disabled adult population. The Senior Center is located at 28 Medway Branch Road. We provide a warm, welcoming place for older adults to stay connected and age well. The COA staff strives to offer a wide variety of programs and services that enhance the quality of life, promote healthy aging, and foster independence in Norfolk's senior population. The COA also serves as an advocate on issues that impact seniors and provides information and referrals to community resources for seniors, their families, and caregivers. And I should probably say we're filming this hopefully towards the end of the pandemic. So some of what we're talking about is not happening currently, although we have been open for limited programming since the middle of July, and we are hoping to expand those offerings as we get on the other side of the vaccine, and it'll all be good again. This is just a visual on how we're organized. So we're here in the middle. As I said, we're a town department, and I report to Blythe Robinson, the town administrator. And this is our staff. I'm the director. Stephanie Cooley is our administrative assistant. Ray Davis, our driver. Kathy Sebring's our program coordinator. And just today, our outreach position is open, so we'll be recruiting for an outreach coordinator position. To the right, these are our organizations we work closely with, the Friends of the Norfolk COA. They're a nonprofit 501c3 who help us with programming and funding for various programs and services. We also have an advisory board, which is a 9-member board that's appointed by the select board. We are structured statewide. We report up to the Executive Office of Elder Affairs and HESSCO Elder Services, which I said Cheryl will give us more detail on in a minute. They're an agency that works also with the Executive Office of Elder Affairs to provide an array of services to adults 60 plus, disabled adults in our community. Again, these are programs and services that we offer, some of which are not happening currently, but will be happening in the future, and some of them still are. Lunches, we house the Meals on Wheels program, which is actually a HESSCO program. Bingo, cards, mahjong, knitting, craft groups, movies, various exercise programs. Right now, we're doing Zoom Zumba and Zoom yoga, but we hope to do those in person, as I said, as the weather gets better and people are feeling more comfortable coming back. Speakers, health screenings, we have podiatrists every couple of months, music, entertainment, trips, and our newsletter, which is the Silver Set Gazette, which we can get snail mail, email, web-based, and tells you all the programs and things that are going on. Primarily, our outreach position is responsible for assessments, home visits, information referrals. SHINE, which stands for Serving the Health Insurance Needs of Everyone on Medicare. We have a volunteer SHINE counselor. All SHINE counselors are working remotely for the past year. I am also a certified SHINE counselor, and it's a wonderful service. We offer information on housing, fuel assistance, SNAP, which is known as food stamps, supplemental nutrition assistance program. Since the town does not have a town social worker, we end up helping residents under 60 or non-disabled for things like fuel assistance and SNAP. We have support groups, some tax relief programs, transportation, and I'm hoping that we're going to be having more in-house transportation options in the near future, and volunteer opportunities. This is how we get funded. The majority of our funding comes from the town budget, from your taxes, the salaries and expenses of the staff and programs, and also over the overhead for the facility for maintenance. We get a grant, which is sometimes called the formula grant, from the Executive Office of Elder Affairs, because it's based on a formula, and that's how many residents you have 60 and older in your community, which is based on the most recent federal census. So in 2010, we had about 1,600 seniors, and that translated to almost $20,000. We are hoping in the 2020 census, we know that we'll have increased that number, possibly even doubled that number. However, the amount per senior is most likely going to be reduced accordingly. Hopefully that won't mean we have less money, but because we were fortunate to have more seniors than some other communities, but that's that share of our budget. We also get donations. We have a gift account. As I mentioned before, our friends group helps with different programming and services. And then we get in-kind donations of various things, food and puzzles and books and all sorts of good stuff like that. Last year, the town voted to allow us to have a revolving fund, which we started collecting participant fees in January for our programs, which we then can put back into improving and enhancing our programming. We have not been collecting those fees since March. We don't collect for the Zoom programs, only the in-person programs. And this is how to reach us. Beautiful. We have a rainbow here every day. And we are, as I said, we're located at 28 Medway Branch, but our mailing address is at Town Hall, 1 Liberty Lane. And there's our phone number, 508-528-4430. Our office hours, our building is open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4. And that is my email, snorman@norfolk.ma.us. And I'm going to turn the program over to Cheryl, and she can talk to us about what HESSCO is and how we work together.
Sure. Thank you so much, Sherry. It's always great to make the connections with, the senior centers and the Council on Aging in towns, and always so impressed with what you do in Norfolk, and I'm really pleased to be here with you today. So HESSCO is the Area Agency on Aging and Aging Services Access Point. Next slide. This, really shows the map of where we serve. So you can see we serve Norfolk as well as 11 other towns, all in South Norfolk County. I do get asked all the time, what does the acronym HESSCO stand for? So at the top of the slide, you can see it stands for Health and Social Services Consortium. And we are the Aging Service Access Point and Area Agency on Aging for these highlighted 12 towns. So that means we provide some of the state and federally funded programs designed for older adults and for individuals living with disability and for caregivers. And so I am just seeing a message too that we have maybe a technical issue for Marjorie. So we might be able to resolve that for one of our Zoom listeners. So we are also, HESSCO is also part of the Metro West Aging and Disability Resource Consortium. And what that means, it's a group of organizations that do work together to try and provide services and supports for individuals living with disability. And there's 3 sort of core founders of that consortium, which is HESSCO, as well as Bay Path Elder Services, which is our sister organization out towards more in the Metro West area, and the Metro West Center for Independent Living. Next slide. So whenever I talk about sort of where to start for our services, I always say start with information and referral. That's a department that we have here at HESSCO that is really the starting point for getting any supports and services. And you can call Information and Referral or email us and get any information on any aging services available, not just what's available through HESSCO. Because we are your area agency on aging, we have information about all the services that are available. So on the screen, you can see our phone number, 781-784-4944. And our general email address, which is info@hesco.org. Next slide. So a lot of people recognize HESSCO for the home care services that we provide. So that is basically in-home assistance that is designed to help older adults live independently and safely at home. It is one of the state-funded services that we offer. The types of care that can be provided include personal care, such as bathing and dressing, housework, such as laundry, grocery shopping, meal support, medication management systems or personal emergency response systems. Those are like the medical alert devices where if you fall down and you press a button and you need to get emergency help to be able to get up. And then also access to different adult day health programs. Next slide. We're also known for our home delivered meals program, Meals on Wheels. A lot of people recognize that. It's a hot meal delivery that generally happens over the noon hour, and it occurs Monday through Friday. And we have volunteers who deliver the meals, and a nice part of what they're doing when they deliver a meal is also they're providing a safety or well-being check. Somebody that is actually laying eyes or talking to the person, albeit right now from a 6-foot safe distance. To be eligible for the Meals on Wheels program, the older adult must be homebound and require assistance with meal preparation, have food insecurity or some other nutrition support need. And by homebound, I do mean just generally unable to get out on a regular basis. It doesn't mean that they can never get out. It's just sort of generally unable to get out. And also, what's really wonderful right now is that HESSCO does have a short-term grant program that allows us to provide the same Meals on Wheels program to people under age 60 living with disability. Next slide, please. So we have many other programs that we offer through our state and federal funding. One of those programs, Sherry already mentioned, SHINE, the Serving Health Insurance Needs of Everyone. It's free, unbiased Medicare health insurance counseling, and also information about public benefits such as Mass Health. So as Sherry mentioned, she's a certified SHINE counselor. And the way that program works is even though it's kind of centered out of HESSCO, we have certified SHINE counselors out at all different community sites and all of the various senior centers in our service area. We also have the Long-Term Care Ombudsman program, which is a program where people advocate for residents of nursing facilities and rest homes to ensure that the care is appropriate and the rights of residents are protected. We have our Family Caregiver Support Program, which really assists family caregivers to develop action plans that help them find relief from the stresses of caregiving. This might also include creating backup care planning and also really providing access to what the resources are to assist that care recipient. We have a money management program. We work in collaboration with Bay Path Elder Services on this program, and this provides assistance with the task of budgeting and paying bills. And then we also offer legal services. We connect with Metro West Legal Services for this benefit, and it's access to civil legal representation around issues of public benefits, housing, guardianship, or consumer issues. So that's really that civil legal representation for older adults age 60 and over who could not otherwise afford it. Next slide. Another really important program that HESSCO offers is the Protective Services Program. And this is where we intervene in situations where there is self-neglect, abuse, exploitation, or caregiver neglect that is impacting older adults over age 60 and putting them at risk. Once we complete a protective services investigation, if the allegations of abuse are substantiated, we will work very closely with the older adult to develop a service plan that will help reduce their risk as well as prevent any reoccurrence. So this may include certainly bringing in other services and supports beyond just what HESSCO provides. Next slide. So since this is such an important and vital program, I did want to make sure that I put on the screen how to make a protective services report. So if you yourself are being abused, or if you know an older adult who is being abused or neglected or exploited, please call this 1-800-922-2275 number, or you can also report online through an online system on the Massachusetts state website. Next slide.
I just have a question on this.
Sure.
It also is in situations where there might be self-neglect, correct, Cheryl?
That is correct, yes. So a lot of people also like to understand what the cost of services at HESSCO are, and most of the programs that do have any kind of fee associated with them at HESSCO are those in-home care services, things such as the personal care and homemaking that we talked about. And that cost is determined on a sliding fee scale, and it's based on the income of the individual receiving care. So some people might not pay anything for services, while others may pay a copayment. For example, they might pay $52 each month. People with higher incomes may actually pay a percentage of the cost of their services. So if their service plan costs $300 a month, they might be, according to their income, slotted to pay us 50% of the cost. So they would be paying us $150 each month for their services. And this would all be reviewed with a care manager prior to starting any type of services. But many of the programs that we discussed actually do not have any fee at all and are free of charge. The SHINE program, the Family Caregiver Support Program, Protective Services, all of those other programs that we discussed actually do not have any cost. Next slide. And so this is how to contact us again, our phone number as well as our email. And I'm happy to take any questions about our services or how we connect with senior centers or organizations. I'm here to help.